Okay, our next item, we kind of shared it with you just a little bit, but what's so cool about it, we all love an iris, right? Another classic. But this is the 3-piece Gerald Darby iris. It's a perennial, attracts butterflies, and it's resistant to deer and rabbit. But what makes this one, what sparks me with this one, it actually has purple leaves. So, and I'm not talking the purple part of the top of the iris where you expect it to be purple. I'm talking about, look down here. What? Purple. What?
Yes!
I love that right there. Oh my gosh, Katie, talk about adding like a veil.
Oh,
Here's green
yeah.
and purple
Yes.
together. That's dynamite.
It's so pretty. And you know, the reason why this is so special on an iris is because irises will come up. I love planting my iris with daffodils. If you're a spring bulb lover like me, I plant tons of daffodils and tulips, and they come up in March, April, and then they start to fade. I want something to cover that. These are perfect to plant there because when they start to bloom, this is what you see. You see that deep, dark purple of the stems. And that is so cool. You don't get that in other plants. That's what you'll see start to come out of the ground. And that will be like that from April through May until all of a sudden, come June, your plant will be loaded with, I mean, that's what we really want the plant for, is the flowers.
The color,
We love the purple stems, but we want it for these gorgeous, multi-tone, traditional iris flowers.
These are just a work of art. I mean,
They
you
are.
see these rich, regal purples, and then those ombre into this lighter, softer lavender. And then that has a strict border where it's going to flash out this bright white and fluorescent yellow. I mean, it just has so much color climbing through the entire piece. It's like an unexpected surprise every time that you look at one blooming.
Oh, it's absolutely, you said it right here. And that yellow is like a runway for the pollinators. So that attracts them like a little person standing on the airport runway saying, come on down here, waving their flag. They come down and it becomes a pollinator plant. So irises work in wet spots. So if you have a spot that has traditionally soggy soil that doesn't drain, an iris is the perfect plant for that spot. They'll also work if it's not wet soil conditions, but a lot of people are looking for those problem solver plants, plants that will really do something in a spot where they haven't been able to get something else to grow. So you've got that soggy spot, irises are the plant for you.
I love it. Okay, so Katie, you know, as we look at these irises and we look at, you know, the benefits of planting them in, you know, soggy spots or depending on your soil, let me just ask you, you know, as far as an iris goes, I mean, we talked earlier that it is an heirloom type of a flower. How long do they typically last?
June is the iris season. So that's why we have our handwriting on the wall daylilies that I'm going to ask Aaron if he has any of them. But we have our handwriting on the wall daylily. This is going to be, you have your daffodils blooming and then they fade, and then you've got your iris bloom, it fades, and your daylilies bloom. So when we talk about, not all of our perennials can give it their all season. That is one of the reasons we get annuals like our sun patience. But irises have that special, unique heirloom quality flower that will be blooming and loaded with blooms all June.
So, and when you talk about pollinators, because you've talked about that, you guys all know I'm big on pollinators. Let's talk about that for a moment. Why do you think pollinators are so important?
Well, and that's the other thing really quickly. So pollinators need food every season. And so our pollinators need those early spring flowers. They need our June blooming irises for the nectar for the pollinators that are traveling to us then. And then they need our summer flowering plants, because without our pollinators, do you like coffee? Or maybe not coffee. Do you like wine? I don't know. You've got to like one of those things. Or do you like to eat? Because pollinators provide 1 out of every 3 bites that we eat to us. And our backyards, we can't rely on somebody else to save them. It's our backyards that we can make a difference. If you do it and your neighbor does it, and then your neighbor down the street, you're creating a highway for them to make it. They can't fly very long distances without that support. And so if you create these tiny little, all you need is 2 or 3 plants, 1 per season. You get a spring blooming pollinator plant, you get a June blooming one like this iris, you get something that blooms in the summer like our cone flowers, and now you've got your own pollinator garden.
Oh, I love that. And you guys, I love what you said. Do you like to eat, people? Do you want to eat?
If I didn't get you on the coffee and the wine,
do
how
you
about
like to food? I mean, we all need it, and we're killing ourselves. We're killing ourselves, literally, slowly.
And you can make a difference just with
You
gardening.
will make a
And
difference, yeah.
Not just for the pollinators, it's great exercise. Gardening, being outside, you and I have talked over and over about the joy that it brings us, that mental health, but it's great physical health too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love these. These are beautiful. And I have to say, a unique color as well. Not so much to the iris family, but in your garden.
In your garden, for sure.
That is a
Yes.
gorgeous purple. You want purples, you want light blues, you want periwinkles, you want sparks of yellow. This, there's not a whole lot of blues or purples out there, to choose from. We're gonna come over here real quick.
Yeah, I want to show you how it comes.
Okay.
Because we are shipping you these bare root, they're a little different than the other plants that we've sent you. But you've seen some bare roots in the show. These are the fastest way to get your irises to flower this season. Okay. So you plant this and think about digging something this size, fits in the palm of my hand. I could do it with my hand, but I'm not going to. So you dig a hole, and what you want to do is you just want to cover up all of that root system, leave a little bit of it poking up out of the soil, and your irises will bloom.
This year.
This year.
This year.
Yes.
Those are dynamite, you guys, and it's a set of 3 of them. Is that one in each pot?
That's one in
there?
each pot, yep.
And it'll come back year after year after year. You guys, that's a must-have. What I love is it kind of acts like an annual.
Yeah, the way
right?
that it blooms, you're
the
right.
way that it blooms,
Yes.
it's going to come up, be full size, bloom for you, but it's going to come back the following year as well.
Yes.
So there it is. And what's unique about this one is the foliage. It is purple. That base is purple leaves, so you get this gorgeous veil of green and purple together. Okay. Our next item is so cute. It's like these purple and pink pom-poms. They're adorable, and they're actually called a